Welcome viewers, this is Health Up Show. Welcome for tonight's program. We are happy and we are glad that you're joining us. We hope and we trust that this is a resourceful program for all of us. It's about wellness and improving our health the best we can, bringing in new skills and a change of attitude towards what we do and the practices that we do, so that we can be able to empower, the society and the community in terms of bringing up a healthy society. Because basically a healthy society is going to bring development. If we don't have a health society, then development is something that we may not think about. So welcome so much, karibuni sana. This is going to be awesome and wonderful tonight as we just delve into matters involving or regarding, bad health in terms of dental. It's a subset of, dental health. So we are going to be delving into that, and happy that you joined us. My name is Onesimus Mogo, the founder, the director of the Oak Healthcare Limited, a company that also hosts and also works with the Oak Medical Center, and we are in Thika. We are glad that you continue on to engage with us. So, karibu sana for tonight's show. We are happy and we are glad to be joined by one Ruth Mungai, the founder and the director, Smile Changes Foundation, a foundation and a program that is doing, quite much and a lot in the society. Looking at our children, especially, the heartbeat. We just were having a conversation, and she was telling me that her heartbeat especially goes on with the children. And Ruth Mungai is quite an influencer and a community changer, one who is passionate towards bringing change to society and giving back. And we are glad and happy, that you found time and you're considered to be part of the program and Health Up program tonight. So karibu sana. So Ruth, probably you can tell us who is Ruth Mungai. Just give us a brief description and probably say something about yourself, and our viewers will be glad as we just start off. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. My name is Ruth Mungai, and I am the founder and director of Smile Changes Foundation. This is an oral health awareness organization where we do so much about oral health awareness, educating, training, and working with people generally in the journey of healthy smiles. We also give back to the society. We do dental camps. We also give the needy, especially kids who cannot afford toothbrushes and toothpaste. We do that. And apart from that, I practice. I practice in KU, Kenyatta University, the student and the lecturer's dental clinic. And I also take part in a clinic called Baraka Smiles Dental Clinic. We are in Kawawendani. We also are able to treat people there.
Right.
Yes.
Right. That's wonderful. That's beautiful. Being in being employed and also being in private practice, an entrepreneur, and I think that's going to be awesome and wonderful as we delve into this. So our viewers, tonight we'll just be discussing one, quite important topic, or aspect in terms of our dental health, and that is going to be bad breath, right? And I know when the moment that comes out and we mention bad breath, you of course begin having memories or imaginations of somewhere somebody or yourself or your child or someone else who had experienced bad breath. And they're going to be saying what is this? Sorry, what are some of the causes? How can we be able to tackle it, prevent it, and be able to live a healthy life and be able to progress on well without having a loss of self-esteem? That's critical and that's major. So karibu sana. There are going to be numbers that are going to be down on your screen. You can use that to send us an SMS. You can leave us a comment, and you can tell us how this is useful towards you and how this has improved or is improving actually the knowledge that we actually have. On our social media platforms, we are there, on YouTube. We are also on Elevate TV Live, and I believe that you can use all these social media platforms to interact with us and to view from wherever you are. Remember, this program is all round. It can be watched by every family member, the father, the mother, the children, all of us together, because about wellness. And we are going to improve, by the grace of God, the best we can, our health, and bring in much more knowledge. Thank you so much, and God bless you as we move along. So Ruth, we are talking about bad breath. And this is an aspect looked much more at when you talk about oral health or dental health or dental hygiene. What is this when you say bad breath? Is there something we call good breath? you know, because in a way we have given it already. We have given it, you know, an adjective and called it bad. So, is there something like we can say this is a description of breath, or this is a description of good breath, or now so that now we can say from known to unknown, this is bad breath. Kindly help us.
Okay, thank you so much, Daktari. Yeah, this is a very good topic, and can I say it almost affects everyone.
Yes.
Because so long as you eat,
Yes.
as long as you breathe,
Yes.
you either are having a bad breath or not a good breath. So
Yes.
it's fresh.
Yes. Or fresh breath.
A fresh breath, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so this is something that affects people, and it affects us from a point of what are we doing, you
Yes.
know, what are we not doing.
Yeah.
But basically this is a bad, okay, we call it in our terms, we call it halitosis.
Halitosis, quite a difficult one.
Yes,
but
quite a
medical term,
difficult
yes.
word, but in
Yes.
layman's language,
Yes.
we say bad breath.
Yeah.
And this happens or occurs when the mouth have issues.
Okay.
And when the dental health have issues, because dental health or oral health, that involves the mouth, the tongue, and the teeth. Yeah, so when any of them have issues, you'll get this bad breath.
All right. So you talk about gums, the teeth, or the tongue.
Yes.
Generally the mouth,
Yes.
whatever the structures we find in the mouth.
Yeah.
When they actually have an issue,
Yeah.
it's a likelihood we are going to be progressing to having bad breath, as opposed to fresh.
As opposed to
fresh breath.
Yeah.
I mean, how okay, I have many questions about this. You know, I'm just trying to imagine, how does someone know they have a bad breath? Because who is smelling? I mean, and who is really judging? How do we say someone has bad breath? Can an individual be able to know, I'm actually having a bad breath? Is there a diagnosis you can make? Or do you have to have other people telling you? Or how do we know that basically there's bad breath? Yes.
Good question.
Yeah.
Actually, most of the people, you yourself, you will not realize.
Yes.
Because, you know, when you talk and throw that breath, it may not go upwards, but it will go directly to the person who is opposite to you. So most of the people who realize you have a bad breath is, if you're a child, maybe the people you live with. If you are an adult, maybe the people you work with. And how do you know? Sometimes you talk to people and they turn away. You know, or just automatically you see people as you talk, they cover.
They are trying to give you some social distancing.
Yes.
There's some COVIDness that is arising when you talk.
Yeah, for sure.
Right.
But you know, at the moment, probably, we may not experience that much because of the mask, you know.
Okay.
The mask is helping to hide,
some of those things,
But normally, someone who is away from you, they will hear. But in other cases, or at a severe stage of this issue, you yourself, you hear it.
Okay.
Anytime you breathe, you smell it.
You smell it.
You smell it. Yeah, you feel. Or sometimes, how to check that? You can just breathe out and cover your mouth, or bring your hand closer to your mouth,
so that you smell what's coming out.
That breath will be hit back to your nose, and you'll be able to know whether you have a fresh breath or a bad breath.
A bad breath.
Yeah.
How is it a burden in the society? As a problem, or as a medical issue, as a dental issue? What is the magnitude of bad breath in society? What can you say? Well, you may quote numbers or not, but how do you think what is the magnitude? Yes, what's the magnitude of this?
I think I can say the percentage is very high of bad breath, and this is because of the many things that we discuss. You know, the bad breath is caused by so many issues, but the main thing is this bad breath can be controlled if we're able to do the right things. Also, that we will also discuss which are these right things that we need to do so that to avoid this bad breath. You know, the issue with breath is that it doesn't pain.
Okay.
So you may bear it. It's not like when you have a toothache and you have pain and you have to seek an attention of the doctor. So with bad breath, unless now, because most of the times this bad breath will be brought by issues, unless now they are severe or the magnitude is high, is when you will think of, let me go visit a dentist and try to ask, why am I having this pain? But before the pain came, actually, it started with a bad breath.
Which was not prompting you
Yes.
to take an action.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because now this bad breath, anytime you have, for example, a tooth decay,
True.
that carries, when it starts taking place, the breath comes out.
Exactly.
Because definitely the decay, you can imagine that part already is decayed, so it has to produce that bad breath, and which may probably, and in most cases, you will not smell it.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's the essence of the things we come talking about visiting a dentist, because when we are able to see such issues, even the decays in the first stages, we're able to prevent them, and they will help you to prevent these issues that come along. So bad breath is an early sign, yeah, of oral health issues.
Out of your, because I know you've been in practice for quite some years now,
yeah,
and experienced this, from patients, that is. What can you say in terms of percentage or in terms of numbers, those people who come tell you, who complain of bad breath, as opposed to those ones who have been told you have bad breath? What are you going to say? The big percentage are the ones who have been diagnosed by others, or who have been suggested to by others, or the ones who have brought themselves?
Actually, by the time, okay, maybe most of those who have been told, and people barely tell you. People barely tell you.
Yes, there has
it's not
to be
a good thing.
It's not a good thing to tell
So people will
somebody,
barely tell you, unless somebody who really wishes you well, and somebody who is close to you, who just have that confidence to tell you, hey, something is wrong. But most of the people will not, and they will be pinpointing you from far,
from a distance.
or you just, you talk to people and you realize they don't want, as you're saying, they are giving you social distance.
Yes.
But most of those now who come to us, they are people who now have realized, and they'll tell you, hey, yeah, I can smell that bad smell in my mouth. What is not happening? And when you go inside, you realize probably there are issues with gum or issues with teeth. Yeah.
Right. Our viewers, Ruth Mungai, Smile Changers Foundation, the founder and director, and also a practicing, clinician in these matters, is with us tonight. And we are saying bad breath is not something you're supposed to be ashamed of, or you're supposed to keep off. This is something that can always be addressed. Out of experience, Dr. is telling us that most of these clients actually present themselves. You are there and you have this particular problem. Let's learn a little bit about this, as we also look forward that you can be able to seek help, and you can be able to seek advice concerning this, and the problem can be treated. So kindly interact with us and join us, and let's continue as we get more from this. Now, why, Dr. why is breath key? Why is it important for us to have fresh breath? Why is breath key? Yeah.
I think it's just another question of asking, why is air key?
Okay.
Yeah, with breath, it's basically what you breathe in and out. So definitely when it's not okay, it affects you in some ways. One, that means already you are not healthy because you have issues. But number two, when you don't have the right breath, also affects you living, your standard of living, your social, because if people cannot come near you, it will affect you. And you realize issues to do with teeth, issues to do with saliva, issues to do with all that brings now those issues of bad breath are key. So sometimes someone is sick, even other things that relate with this bad breath, but they don't know. So it's very important to have yourself being checked when you realize you are here. And not only when you realize you are here, as we will keep saying, and we will say again and again in all our trainings, that it's very important for you to keep going to the dentist to be checked, so that you avoid some of these issues. Yeah.
Right. And when we talk about bad breath, we want to imagine that there are causes. There are some of the things that leads into this. Do we have, what are some of the causes, whether primary or secondary, that can lead to, bad breath?
There are so many actually. One, and I think the key and the major and probably the foundation of this is the issues to do with teeth, like the diseases.
Yes.
When you have either gum disease, it will cause the bad breath. If you have a decay or tooth decay, it will cause bad breath. When your teeth are not in line, they are malaligned, you have this bad breath because you can't clean them well. They hide food, so you also have this bad breath. But apart from that, and all these are caused by probably not taking good care of them. So this is the main cause of this. But apart from that, you also get some other issues. For example, we have saliva. There are people who generally have the amount of saliva in their mouth is little.
It's little.
So these people, normally they will have that bad breath because of that.
Because of that, and end up with dry mouth.
Yes, dry mouth. In our terms, it says xerotomia is that condition now where you don't have that saliva, and now you bring this issue. The other thing is habits.
It's
habits.
Habits, yes. Habits, yes.
There are people who smoke and do all these kind of things.
Social habits.
Yeah, social habits also bring this bad breath. And also other factors, maybe you have other issues. For example, if you have an infection in the GIT.
Yes.
That's why I said when you have this issue, it's don't just keep quiet and think it's normal. It's not normal because it could be the issue in the mouth, but other issues also could relate to this. Like when you have infections in the GIT, sometimes they will bring out that bad smell. And most of the times when you come, we treat everything in the mouth and you still are having it and you still can complain of it. We send you now maybe to a GIT specialist who will be able to check on you. The other issues you get, people who have tonsillitis, issues like tonsillitis, they will get the same because you know that anything to do with infection in your body can result to that. You also get a point of maybe the pregnant women because of the issues of blushing and the issues of the hormones, what they do in their body. Sometimes, most of the times you get them having these issues. So these are many among the many issues that causes the bad breath.
Thank you. I think the point here we are saying they are primary causes basically from the teeth themselves that are causing or that will cause bad breath. And you're talking of dental cavities, you're talking of gum diseases and decays and these kind of things. But you're also saying there are some other systemic problems, generally in the body. Like when you say GIT, what you mean is basically the digestive system, the gastrointestinal system, where food, all the way from the mouth, up to the anal canal and all that and opening. That particular system, if you have problems that go, through that, we could also have issues with bad breath, tonsillitis, inflammation of the tonsils, which are good glands basically, but they can also be getting infected. So we are saying it can range. And the most important thing is to seek help so that you can be advised accordingly and not just be reserved. Maybe what we could we can't be able to, because of time, be able to tackle all of them, but just a few, especially the common ones with teeth, like the decays and the dental cavities and all that. Maybe you could delve into that. And for example, dental cavities. What are these? How do they, probably occur? How do they lead to this bad breath and all that? I mean, maybe you could probably put some statements on that.
So thank you. Before I come to that, let me add also some artificial things we do in the mouth. Maybe dentures. Actually, most of the denture wearers, maybe even those with braces, because those are artificial things that you are doing, and sometimes they tend to hide the food particles. So most of them will complain of those bad breath. So what you asked is maybe how the decay comes about and how it brings out this bad breath. Basically, decay is that part of the tooth, the enamel bit, being eroded by bacteria. And this bacteria, you have it in mouth, it's good. Normally, it is a good thing. It's a good bacteria. But when you eat food, and this food, some debris are left. They are not cleaned well. Here we're talking also of issues of poor oral hygiene. They're not cleaned well, or you did them, as we said in our first interview, that when you clean, you only reach a very small percentage. So this percentage, there is a big percentage that you don't reach when you brush. So if you don't go to the dentist to be cleaned professionally, that means you're still not doing your part of cleaning very well. So these bacteria will combine with the saliva, and they will give out an acid. This acid is the one which corrodes the tooth. So when the tooth corrodes, it forms a hole. So that's basically what we call decay. So we are talking of a person with some decay.
With some decay, which has followed a certain sequelae or sequence of events.
Yes,
We are talking of the feeding, we're talking about how we did our toothbrushing, we're talking about how that acid and how that sugar finally formed a cavity or a, you know, in an animal. And finally now you have a dental cavity, you have a decay.
So basically what we are saying, hapo ndani you have bacteria. You have some food particles hiding there. So all this composition is what is bringing out that bad breath.
All right. So it's a mixture of several things.
And the same can affect the gum. The same bacteria attacking the tooth can affect also the gum and start eroding the gum, and the gum start becoming sick. Signs of a sick gum is they become red, and then sometimes when you brush you bleed. Some people have pain, some people are so swollen, you can see, because of what we call those debris. They form what we call calculus, a very hard thing that now start lying in your tooth, and they get inside the gum. So all this combination of infection and this matter, this is what causes those oral health diseases, and it's the same thing that is causing the bad breath.
Right. So how do we prevent ourselves from such dental cavities, the decay? What are some of the preventive measures? Because I'm sure one of the things our viewers would want to understand, where does the community, where does the society, where does an individual come in? Because, you know, we have had all these statements from a long time ago that prevention
is cure.
Is better than
it's
cure.
Better than cure.
And so therefore we would want to prevent, we would want to intervene before, we want to put in some measures before. What can we be able to do? And just in case, before our guest just tackles that, in case you're joining us just this evening, a few minutes after we just started the show, this is Health Up program. Kindly interact with us. We're looking at bad breath. What are some of the causes? How can we be able to prevent this? And how can we be able to empower even the society to be able to deal with this particular program? So karibu sana. There's also some numbers that are going down there on the screen. You can interact with us. Social media platforms, I believe you're live and you're going to be blessed and be over. This program is going to be a benefit to you as you follow us. So Daktari, how do we come in? You know, before we come to the daktari, you know, and you know, we fear coming to the hospital because we fear the needle. Anyway, but how do we come in? Yes.
Let me start by this sentence that teeth negligence or oral health negligence is very expensive than dentistry is itself. And as you know, dentistry is very expensive. Tooth treatment is very expensive. So how we do prevent this is doing the basic things the right way, especially like brushing. We need to brush our teeth the right way, the right time, the proper way. And I think for us, we've literally laid systems down, and because of this awareness we are doing, we have been able to think now what to do so that we help people, because many other times, especially with our children, we are so busy. We are a very busy society, so you even don't have time to supervise how our kid brush their teeth. So they will go in the sink and they pass their brush in a minute or second, and they will like, nime brush.
That's actually the word. Yes.
And some literally don't want to. It's not a fun thing, you know. You have to.
So fussy,
it's not. But we're trying to see how we can make it fun, how we can help the kids track how they do the brushing, so that we instill these good habits in these kids, and when they grow up knowing that it's your good, it's your mouth, you need to take care of it. And why should you do it? Because you are preventing diseases and other things to happen in you. It is a good thing. So when we do this basic thing, the brushing the right way, which I think we will describe to our viewer how to do it the right way, we take the right time. Then apart from that, we visit our dentist so that they are able to look at our mouth. If you came to us earlier enough and we are able to see, okay, your teeth, you have very active bacteria in your mouth and they are starting to attack your teeth, we'll be able to advise you what to do from there. But apart from just diagnosing and advising and walking a journey, training you what to do and all that, the awareness, we are also able to clean your mouth professionally, and this helps us to remove those bacteria that hide in there where you can't reach with the brush. And also as we do those cleaning, we also do the flossing for you, but we also advise you to do such kind of things. Eating healthy, eating the right things, food that helps your teeth. Yeah. These are many and some of the things that will help you to have a healthy mouth.
A healthy mouth, and we avoid some of these cavities.
Yeah.
Other than the dental decays and cavities, what else would you want to highlight on as a cause, in depth a little bit more, as a cause of bad breath? Maybe the gum, diseases. What else would you want to highlight more?
I think most of the things I would want to talk about are the habits. Yeah, habits, like the things we do. Habits includes what we eat generally, and the habits like smoking and all those. These are things that literally affect our mouth. If you look at the mouth of a smoker, you can just tell from afar, because probably they have stained. And apart from the staining, all those things causes the issues in the mouth. So it's good. I would not say as much as we would encourage you to live healthy, but if you're in such habits, please make it a habit to visit a dentist regularly and make sure that your teeth are looked into so that you avoid some of these issues.
Some of these issues.
Yes.
And we look at our behavior patterns and our behavior habits so that we can be able to prevent, because like you say, like the case scenario you mentioned about cigarette smoking, there's also the weakening of the enamel, the weakening of the gums and the teeth. So if we avoid some of this, we are going to avoid some of the problems that are going to come along with it.
Yes.
And we're going to live healthy for a longer time.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Viewers, we are glad tonight, having been joined by Ruth Mungai, a practicing clinician in oral health matters and issues, and also the director and founder of Smile Changers Foundation. I hope this is a benefit and this is becoming a blessing to all of us as we delve into these crucial and critical matters. We are going to a break. Please don't touch that dial. Keep it elevate. This is where we discuss health and wellness, and this is where we empower you. Thank you very much. See you after the break.